Welcome into the Cowboys Report. We're getting ready to talk some Cowboys rumors and news around free agency. And if you guys want to stay in the know, then you should subscribe to the Dallas Cowboys Report. I'm talking videos every single day, including multiple times a day, maybe even 2 today. People are talking. We'll see. Hit that big red button and subscribe if you want to know everything going on around the Cowboys during NFL free agency. The legal tampering period is open for the Cowboys and the rest of the NFL, so let's talk some potential free agency targets. How about Richard Sherman? I'm going to give this one 2 stars. It was heavily mentioned by ESPN, noting that the Cowboys, along with some other teams that we'll get to, could be in the market for Sherman due to the logical connection here of Richard Sherman and his former coaches. Now, there are several different teams out there who have a either former defensive coordinator who led Richard Sherman, or I guess kind of still technically current with Robert Saleh going from the Niners to the New York Jets. So there are 3 teams that ESPN mentioned as potential fits and logical ones for Sherman. The New York Jets with the aforementioned Saleh, Las Vegas Raiders with Gus Bradley, who was once the Seahawks defensive coordinator with Sherman, and then of course the exact same thing with Dan Quinn and the Dallas Cowboys. All 3 teams, by the way, in the market for a veteran corner that fits the scheme. That is, I'm going to put reliable in quotes, though. Because the guy we saw last year, the stats per Pro Football Reference, not the guy that we're accustomed to seeing playing cornerback. The completion percentage is way too high. But in 2019, when he was healthier, he was a better football player. Now, Sherman's kind of implied he's looking to play 2 more years, so if you're looking for a veteran stopgap option, I think he actually makes some sense. And that is certainly a need for the Dallas Cowboys as Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis now hit the open market and test free agency. And there's Trevon Diggs and Anthony Brown and not much else. It's pretty gross on that cornerback depth chart. So if Sherman is, of course, at the right price, the ATRP line, which has not always gone the way the Cowboys want it to go, or at least the fans want it to go, Sherman is intriguing. He could make some sense for the Cowboys. We'll see what happens over the coming days. So what cornerback do you want the Cowboys to sign? I think it's got to be at least one. I don't want to enter the draft with a glaring need at that area. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. March this year ties in both NFL free agency and finally March Madness as well, the NCAA tournament. If you want to place some bets on the college basketball games coming up, head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code you see on screen. That is Cowboys125. When you use that URL and that promo code you see right there, you'll get a 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code again is Cowboys125. In addition to the deposit bonus, we're also going to hook you guys up with a Dak Prescott jersey when you put down at least $100 and place a bet on March Madness. If you want in on the jersey, simply email us, cowboys@chatsports.com. I'll make sure that email, by the way, gets put both in the comments and in the description. That is cowboys@chatsports.com if you want in on the jersey deal. So to repeat, sign up and deposit at chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys125 when you do so. Then place a bet on March Madness. Any game you want, could even be a 1 beating a 16 seed. And then email us to claim cowboys@chatsports.com. Let's go to the secondary once again. Is there interest in Damontae Kazee? I'm very much inclined to believe this. I'm going to give it 3 stars, but I don't want to make it seem like it's a done deal or anything along those lines. Calvin Watkins reports that the Cowboys have interest in adding Kazee, and they are in the market for the former Dan Quinn pupil. Now, of course, Kazee has played both nickel corner and safety in the NFL, which happens to be 2 needs for the Cowboys. From a production standpoint, he was better playing a free safety role. He also hasn't quite recaptured his 2018 form, which we'll get to. Kazee played in only 4 games last year due to a torn Achilles. Allegedly is back in shape and good to go. The Cowboys got burned with those injured guys last year. Looking at you, Dontari Poe. But from a need perspective and from a familiarity viewpoint, Kazee does make plenty of sense. I think you could slot him in at nickel corner if you want, or I would argue more in the free safety mold. It does not fill the Cowboys' need necessarily for a high-end impact. It does not take that need off the board, unless, of course, you actually get 2018 Damontae Kazee, who was awesome. 82 tackles, 7 interceptions, and 10 pass breakups. Am I anticipating that player showing up if the Cowboys were to sign him in 2021? Probably not, but coming off the injury, I don't think he'd be very expensive. I think there's just a good chance of getting 2018 Kazee as having a disastrous Clinton Dix signing. But it is at least worth exploring, and it definitely fits the Cowboys' preferred MO in free agency of not spending very big, especially at the safety spot. So is this the year that the Cowboys finally invest properly in the safety position? Type Y for yes it is, or type N if you just want me to give up the idea altogether. This is the pinned comment on today's video, so if you get the ad break, scroll on down and get your votes in. More things that I want. How about the Cowboys and Dalvin Tomlinson, the Giants defensive tackle? I'm only going to give it 2 stars. My heart says 3, and my brain says maybe it's closer to 1. I would love to find a way to acquire Tomlinson if I ran the Cowboys, because he fills the exact need for what this Cowboys team is trying to find on the defensive line. Do you want a run stopper who can still help you out on third downs and can still rush the passer a little bit? Congratulations, I have your guy. 3.5 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, throwing 4 pass breakups, getting his hands up on the defensive line. Tomlinson comes in, and if he were to do so, would immediately become the best defensive lineman on this team. Then if you have Tomlinson lined up as quote-unquote DT1, probably playing more of that one technique role, you could still have Neville Gallimore, Tristan Hill, Antoine Woods, if you want to bring him back, as part of your defensive line rotation. But you've got someone who gives you enough in the passing game and plenty in the run game that it's valuable. Now, my suspicion in the end is that Tomlinson's going to exceed the Cowboys' preferred price tag range for outside free agents, which historically has been $7 or $8 million max since Stephen Jones took over more. So as much as I would love to get him, I will throw in some other names to at least watch out for. We've discussed plenty about Gerald McCoy and what he could end up returning to the Cowboys. 2 Denver players, Shelby Harris, might be a bit expensive. Jarrell Casey, already cut and cheaper. Malcolm Brown, I think, is kind of your plan B in terms of a nose guard if you weren't able to bring in Dalvin Tomlinson. And then Sheldon Rankins, the former first-round pick, another buy low option. Look, whatever the Cowboys end up doing, hopefully it helps you guys and makes you feel happy. So let me know in the comments then who your dream free agent target is. I'm letting you guys have your dream option. It might not happen, but let me know what you guys think in the comments section. One other news note here I want to make. The Carolina Panthers going after all the not-so-great offensive linemen, including Cameron Erving. He gets a 2-year, $10 million deal from the Panthers, and that includes $8 million guaranteed, by the way. Erving was not going to come back for the Dallas Cowboys. He had barely played. He was mostly a special team offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys. He wasn't going to come back, let alone at $5 million. In fact, this particular move could result in the Cowboys getting a compensatory draft pick next year. We'll see what other moves happen, so it's all kind of a projection at this point. But if things hold, it could be a 6th-round pick for Cam Erving, the Cowboys' 5th best offensive tackle. That's pretty good for Dallas.